Hello everyone, what's good, what's poppin'? It's your girl Caroline back again with another video. In today's video I'll be showing you guys start to finish how I achieved this glueless deep side part install on this really pretty 30-inch deep wave hair. Literally this look, it's giving what it needs to give. But if you're interested in how I achieved this look or just details on this hair, then sit back, relax, and let's get right into today's video.
I mean, shit, to be honest with you, man, she's a
bad things, fine as hell, thick as fuck, oh my god, that's my baby, Caroline.
The wig we're going to be installing today is from Wiggins Hair Company. I have worked with Wiggins sponsored and unsponsored, and I feel like Wiggins is a place you go for if you want to get super thick, dense, curly hair. And that is exactly what we're working with today. Today we're going to be installing this 30-inch, 250% density, 13 by 6 HD lace deep wave frontal. Chai! That's a lot of specs. And with a lot of specs comes a lot of price. This wig is retailing for $687. Let's just call it $700 basically. This is how the wig looked like literally straight out of the box. Very full, very thick, and very long. I literally had to stand up just so I can get the whole hair in frame, and it still wasn't a frame because I am 5'3", so 30 inches goes very down on my body. What really impressed me on this wig was the way the knots have already been bleached. As you can see right here, I realized that. I was like, wait a minute, are these knots bleached? Because you see how easily the hair is parting and you can see the part. That's how you know you got a good bleach on your knots, when you're parting the hair and it literally looks like scalp. This wig also came slightly pre-plucked, not plucked enough to my exact liking, but since it was already pre-bleached, pre-plucked, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something different and just install this wig right out of the box, even though it's not marketed to be installed out of the box, because the hairline, everything just looked so good all by itself that I felt like I could just finesse my way without having to do any pre-customization. But you know what, if I'm paying damn near $700 for a wig, it better come already pre-bleached, pre-plucked, and no customization needed. And it better come with a dinner too. Along with the wig, it also came with some little goodies. They included an elastic band to help you hold down your lace, as well as a satin scarf you can also use to hold down your lace. But personally, I don't like using satin scarves to hold down the lace. I feel like they get stuck to the adhesive, so I like to use the elastic band and then use the satin scarf on top of it at night to kind of just help give extra reinforcement to holding down my lace. But just to hold it and lay it, the elastic band is the way to go. So I'm glad they included both of these. They included some little eyelashes, edge brush to lay your edges, as well as your everyday regular wig cap. And then finally, they gave you a nice little satin bag to just put your wig and store your wig in. I love when companies send you satin bags for your hair. Best way to store your hair, especially when traveling. Let's get into our install. The first thing I like to do is tint my lace. I like tinting the lace just to make sure it's going to always match my skin tone exactly. While this wig is HD lace, meaning it's going to really blend properly into my skin, I still go ahead and tint it no matter what type of lace it is. I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 356 Warm Coconut to just buff that underneath the lace so I can get an exact shade match. I am living proof that you can have the dustiest, crustiest dookie braids from 2 months ago, don't need a wig cap / bald cap, and you can still slay your wig. You know, that's what I'm here for. I feel like bald caps and wig caps are only really necessary if you're doing a glued install with actual like hair glue, ghost bond, bold hold, etc. But since I'm doing a glueless install where my edges don't need to be protected from the glue, I can go ahead and just slap my wig on bare and raw. If you know what I mean, JKJ. There's kids here, I gotta respect myself. But now I'm just going ahead and making sure my wig is nice and secure and flat. Once the wig is nicely fitted on my head, I'm just going ahead and starting to cut the side tabs or the lace that is laying over my ears so I can get a perfect fit all around. And to do this, I just like to use a rat tail comb and trace a part around where my ear like stops at the bottom and just over the little lobe area. I kind of imagine I'm drawing a N shape or upside down U. And so I do make sure I cut a little bit less than what I parted out, because sometimes I can overestimate it. So cutting less allows me to cut more if necessary. Right there you can see that my ear is right on top right there where I parted, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut around that. sure the lace is fitting perfectly around my head and my ears, it's time to go ahead and cut the little sections. I like to cut my lace into sections because I feel like with frontals, it's just a lot of lace to really like handle. So cutting in sections lets me pay attention to each little part of it and make sure I'm getting every piece of lace stuck. I feel like I just get a lot less lifting whenever I do work in sections. Now to actually lay down the lace, I'm going to be going in with something new this time. Well, not new, but different. I'm going to be using a combination of this Bold Hold liquid glue and my Ebon lace spray. Both of these are glueless adhesives, meaning it's not actual lace glue, so it comes off with water, and they are safe on your edges. It's basically like using hair gel and hairspray to lay down your lace. To cut off my lace, I'm using my eyebrow razor. I like to use a brow razor versus actual scissors to cut off my lace because the razor just gets a very jagged, raw cut on the edge of it versus using actual scissors to cut off your lace. Scissors kind of will give you more of a blunt cut, but if you do use scissors, make sure you cut up and down for that jagged effect. Cutting just straight across is going to give a line of demarcation, which is going to make it look very wiggy. Once I have cut off the section of lace, I go in with the Bold Hold liquid gold, and this is like basically hair gel with a stronger hold, and I just like to use this underneath, and I just try to get it as precise as possible because this does leave more of a residue than my Ebon does. So if you overshoot where you need to put it, you will have a residue, so be careful on getting as precise as possible. I do a nice thin layer underneath and I place the lace over it, and right here I'm just trying to pull out my sideburns to kind of help me just have something to hold on to really yank the lace down. So when I'm trying to lay it, it's going to lay a lot better. I don't know, the sides are just hard to lay, so I feel like this trick is what has really helped me get them to lay down properly. Now the key to get this to really stick is to go in with a blow dryer on a cool warmish setting, like medium setting, medium power, and you get your rat tail comb or something flat to just help you push and lock everything in. Right now I'm just focusing especially on that side area because this part needs a lot of attention, and once I feel like it's stuck, I go ahead and start pushing down the rest of that section. And I'm just using that rat tail comb to really like press out the hair to make sure that the lace is not rolled up or anything and everything is properly laying flat. I usually do this for about like I would say 10 seconds per section. You can just really feel when the lace is really flat. Like you can even push it back a bit to see if it's lifting. If it's not lifting, then you can go ahead and move on to the next section, and I just repeat the same thing for the next sections. Once I have finished all the hair, I went in with the Ebon spray, and I like to use this Ebon spray kind of like a finisher. I found this combination really gets the lace to be stuck. Like I get longer holds. Usually with like my Ebon spray, which I always use, I get like a 1 to 2 day hold, but this combination, I think that I can get the hair to last a good 3 days without having to reinstall. So I just went ahead and tapped all the places all around to really seal everything in. And of course, again, going in that blow dryer, rat tail comb combination to really just flatten out the lace and press it all down. Since this lace is so long, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and do a deep side part, but of course a C curved part. I literally had so much spacing to go as far back as I pleased. I also went ahead and parted out some hairs that I wanted to use for my baby hair, so that way I can just kind of have everything laying down at once. Once I had parted out the hair the way I wanted it to, I'm going in with that same Ebon spray and just spraying that in between everywhere to kind of help the hairs for the baby hair lay down, and to also just help the hair in that area lay down so I don't get any lifting when it comes to swooping the baby hairs. I'm going to let the lace just settle for a bit under my elastic band for good 5 minutes minimum just to let everything set so I can swoop these baby hairs without any lifting, because lifting is the death of baby hairs, okay? Or maybe baby hairs is the cause of lifting. I don't know. One came with the other. Once I let my lace sit, I wanted to go ahead and pluck the hairline a bit because I said this hair was slightly pre-plucked, not fully pre-plucked. And once I pulled out those baby hairs, I could definitely see just how dense this hairline was. So I just went in with my Revlon slant tip tweezers. Then I just went in and started just trying my best to pluck the back of the hairline without causing any holes in this. The Bold Hold spray did leave a lot of extra residue on the hair because I overshot where I needed to put it. So here I'm just trying to like gently brush off all that residue, let it flake off, and then go in with that same brow razor to just cut down the hairs from the baby hairs. To help me lay my baby hairs, I like to curl them with my mini flat iron. I got this one from Amazon. I believe it's like an 8/10 of an inch. It's very, very tiny. I like to do little inward curls. The tighter the better. You don't need a mini flat iron to swoop your baby hairs. I've been doing my hair a long time without them, but it does kind of help the swoops look a lot more swoopier, if that makes sense. So if you want to invest, it's like $20. Invest. If you don't want to, you do not have to. For the baby hair portion of this tutorial, I'm not going to talk too much because I feel like baby hairs are more of a visual learning type of experience. But if you do want like a talk through tutorial, don't worry babes, I got you. I have a very detailed one out recently that you can go ahead and check out, where just like this I'm going to talk you through the whole process. So with that said, I'm going to come back to you guys once I'm done laying my edges. Hello, hi, I'm back. Look at them edges. Okay, it's giving. I'm just really impressed with this whole install because I didn't know how well it was gonna go with me not plucking or bleaching anything. So for right out of the box, I'm very impressed. I mean, yes, granted, I did do some plucking as y'all saw on the hairline, and I'm definitely going to be doing more plucking on it throughout the video because like I said, the hairline is a bit dense. For my liking, I like more of a plucked scalp looking like my natural scalp, which is a little bit thinner. So I like to definitely go for a plucked look with my hairstyles. But if you're a beginner and don't feel like doing any of that, I feel like you could get away with just installing this wig as is, as you see me doing right here. Now I'm going in again with that elastic band to just lay those baby hairs down, lay the edges, give the lace a moment to rest and set because we are going to do some styling. Well, really just detangling, but it's still styling. This hair is so long, I literally had to stand up and put my camera at the furthest corner of my sink and stand up on my tippy toes. I'm on my tippy toes to make sure you can see this. This is 30 inches and boy, she's mighty. She's big. I like her like that. So of course we have to work in sections because the key to a really defined, juicy, curly hair is to get every piece of hair saturated with product. So you got to make sure you are working in sections with really thick and long hair. I'm going in with a spray bottle with water and a little bit of this Camille Rose Moisture Milk squeezed into there. The hair felt a little bit dry, and I like this Camille Rose Moisture Milk product. It's a leave-in conditioner, and I feel like it really helps just moisturize the hair without leaving it heavy. So I did a little dime size amount, and I just shook it in my spray bottle, and now I'm just going in and saturating the hair from top to bottom with water. Once the hair is fully saturated with water, I'm just going in with my detangler brush to just brush through the hair. And this part, you have to keep brushing and brushing the hair, especially when it's like fresh out of the box, because you want to break away from the manufactured curl pattern that the hair comes in, and keep brushing it until it starts to clump together and formed little ringlets. So that's why I always say the way the hair looks out of the box is not the actual curl pattern. You have to put some work in and detangle and define everything to get it to look nice and, you know, juicy. Once I see the hair kind of like clump together and form little ringlets, that's how I know the shape of the curls I want is here. And I just go in and scrunch the hair from top to bottom, and this is going to really help promote more clumping and more ringlets. I really want a very defined look to these curls. Whenever you're brushing to get that curl to really form at the ends, I like to take my brush or comb and really like scoop the ends. Like I really like take the brush and I scoop those curls around with that brush, as you see right there. Really scoop it, and that's going to really help those curls clump together. I did go ahead and give the ends just a little bit of a trim so everything can be nice and even, which is going to make the curls form a lot better at the bottom. Don't forget to rebrush the hair at the ends again once you cut it to get the curls to form again, and scrunch everything to get it nice and clumped. The key to get a really good defined look while it's dry is to let the hair stay like this in its wet form. Don't run your fingers through it. Don't like do anything that's going to make the hair separate. Let it fully air dry in this clumped together look, and I'll come back to you guys once it's fully air dried. Here we are about 2 hours later after the hair is air dried. You can use a diffuser if you don't have patience or time. My thing with a diffuser sometimes is I feel like it kind of just makes the curls dry too fast and they get too frizzy. Letting it air dry guarantees frizz-free curls in my opinion. But right now I'm just using some styling mousse to go in and finger coil some pieces to kind of get a particular look on some of the hair. I like to finger coil the hair in the front the most because that's where you can see. I just really like the curls in the front to be very defined. I do random pieces, and using the styling mousse versus water just helps the hair dry faster. You can use water if you don't have mousse and still finger coil it, anything just to give the hair some slip, but the mousse just dries faster because I don't have time to wait a whole nother 2 hours for this hair to air dry. I'm just using some wax to help lay down the hair and get everything nice and smooth. I'm going in with my hot comb to press the top down to get it nice and flat the way that I want it, just to shape the hair. And yeah, that is basically it for the install. Since this hair is very big, I did not want to separate the hair to fluff it out because the hair wasn't even fully dried and it already has a lot of volume. If you want more volume, you can go ahead and just gently separate the curls and keep the coil at the bottom. But I don't want this hair to get any bigger than it is, so I just wanted to keep it like this. Here we are with the finished look, and as you can see, I was feeling myself. I love my installs come out just exactly how I envisioned it. Like, you know you ate when you start doing a little dancey dance. This is how the hair looked a couple days after the initial install. I wanted to wear this wig for a while to get the best review for you guys, and as well I wanted to show you guys the full length and just how the curls look exactly. My camera sometimes distorts the texture of the curls, so here you can just properly see the hair in its truest natural form. But as far as my thoughts on this hair, the price, not gonna lie, is very, very high. But I'm gonna say inflation is the problem that we're going through right now. But mind you, it is 30 inches, 200% density, and a 13x6 HD lace frontal. I mean, all those specs do add up. But I will say the hair itself is good quality. It's been about 2 weeks since the initial install. I've been wearing this hair, and I can say that it is something that's going to last you a long amount of time. The hair is soft. It does not tangle super badly. It is curly hair, so the curls do tangle up at the nape over time. That's normal, but it does not shed, does not tangle whenever I'm doing my whole detangling process. And I feel like with it coming pre-bleached and pre-plucked, I feel like this definitely gets my Caroline stamp of approval. I reached out to the company to make sure the wig will come pre-bleached and pre-plucked, just like how I received it. They said when you order this hair, you have to message them and let them know that you want the wig to come bleached and pre-plucked. So make that note, or your wig will not come pre-bleached, pre-plucked. Keep that in mind. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this install, and I'll see you guys in another one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and goodbye. Peace out, Girl Scouts. See you in another one.